Hello friends, I'm Tiffany and welcome back to my channel. I'm so excited because today I'm going to be talking a little bit about my fitness journey. So a few weeks ago, I decided to invest in a plan called Smalletics, and I have never been one to invest in any kind of fitness plan. But I went through a few lifestyle changes over the past couple years that made me really want to try and focus on my health. And so I started getting a lot of ads for this program called Smalletics. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about that but before I get into that, I want to share a little bit about my fitness journey. So I never used to struggle with my weight at all. Whenever I was growing up, I always had a very fast metabolism. I didn't have to watch what I ate. I ate whatever I wanted, how much I wanted. People used to comment on how much I ate because I have always loved food. That is still true today. But a couple years ago, whenever Kyle and I moved to Ohio, I kind of got into this rut. I was just in a really hard place in my life. So I sat around the house all day. I didn't do anything for a few months and I ate like a lot. So long story short, I gained 10 pounds, which probably may not sound like a lot, but whenever you are short, whenever you gain weight, it sits on you in a different way than it does with a taller person. So it's a lot more noticeable. And so I was just not happy with what I looked like, but I was also not in a place where I cared about changing it. I would basically just complain all the time about how much weight I had gained, how my clothes didn't fit, and I didn't do anything about it. But then Kyle and I moved to Nebraska a couple months ago, and Kyle also proposed, and so I was like, you know what, like I really just need to get my life together. I was super determined not to get into the same rut that I was in whenever we moved to Ohio, so I came to Nebraska with like a new mindset. So as soon as I got engaged, it was like Facebook knew, and so I kept on getting all of these ads for tons of different programs that were catered towards brides. So I actually tried out a couple different programs. There were a few different ones that you could like do a program for free for a week, and then if you wanted to look more into it, you could do that. And so I did a few of those, and then I also tried out Noom, and that didn't work out for me because they were doing like a free 2-week trial, I think, because of COVID. And so I just tried all these different things and they just weren't working for me because one, they wanted me to eat like 1,200 calories today, which is just not sustainable at all. As mentioned, I love food, I love to eat, and so 1,200 calories is nothing. And so whenever you're short, there's a lot of like calculators out there that will tell you that you need to lower your calories, which is fine for a taller person because they have calories to spare. Whereas like if you're short, like you already have so much working against you. So it's just harder to find a program that like allows you to eat what you want and doesn't focus on cardio. I hate cardio. I didn't want to cut my calories, and so all of these programs didn't work for me, which is why I was so excited whenever I found Smalletics. And y'all, this is not sponsored. I'm not getting paid to say any of this. I just genuinely love this program, and I also want to document my fitness journey because I've never actually been on one before, and so I just thought it would be fun to kind of look at my before and after results and then just kind of talk through a program. So the program that is within Smalletics is called the Petite PWR Program, and I've never invested in a program before, so I was really nervous about investing in this one, and I actually looked at it for like a few weeks before I decided to actually take the plunge and do it. The full program itself is very expensive in my eyes for someone that has never actually looked into fitness, knows nothing about fitness at all. Like I was just like, I am not ready to spend that kind of money. And so she actually decided to do a self-guided program that was like a small percentage of what the full program cost, and so I decided to do that. I really just bought into everything that April, she's the founder, I really just bought into everything that she had to say because the program is catered toward petite women. And petite just means that you're 5'4" and shorter. It doesn't matter what your body type is. If you're 5'4" and shorter, you are considered a petite woman. So one thing that April talks about in the program is that whenever you're shorter, you have a slower metabolism. And so the older you get, of course, like for everybody, your metabolism starts slowing down. And so as soon as I hit my upper 20s, my metabolism went downhill for many reasons, and it was just very noticeable. And for the first time, I was just like very like self-conscious about my body. Like I had just very many uncomfortable conversations about my body. A lot of my friends, they don't want to hear me talk about my weight because I'm smaller than them, but like I have my own insecurities too. And also my body fat was just in places that was extremely just unflattering for me. So again, I was just so excited whenever I discovered Smalletics, and I started following the Instagram, I started watching the YouTube videos before I decided to actually take the plunge into it. And needless to say, I have been loving it so far. Don't get me wrong, I still hate working out. Like I have never been a person that likes working out, but for the first time ever, like I'm actually seeing results from the work that I'm putting in. As far as goals go, I'm not really looking to lose weight. Like that's not important to me. What the scale says is not important to me. What is important to me is what my body looks like. So my goal is to just do a body recomposition where I lose fat and gain muscle, because whenever you gain muscle, it really helps speed up your metabolism. And so as soon as I learned that, I was like, heck yes, lift these weights. So in my before and after picture, you can't really see much change. And in my after picture for my 1 month check-in, like there's some weird stuff going on with my back because I adjusted my sports bra, and I took the picture after I had worked out. So it just kind of looks awkward back there, but that's not what my back actually looks like in real life. But in my before and after, you can't really see that much change. But in real life, I can see so much change in my body. First of all, TMI, I poop all the time, which I never used to be on a regular schedule, but with my nutrition and with gaining muscle through this program, you can already tell that my metabolism is speeding up. And even though weight loss is not one of my goals, I have lost 5 pounds since starting this program, which might not sound like a lot, but whenever you are short, like every single pound counts, and that's gaining, losing, whatever, every single pound counts. So I am excited about seeing that change on the scale, but again, that's not super important to me. And I'm seeing a ton of muscle definition in my arms and legs, and it is so cool to see. And it's really interesting whenever I pick up a weight that used to be kind of tough for me to lift, I am seeing a difference because when I pick it up, it's not as heavy as it used to be, and I'm like, heck yeah, I'm getting stronger. So that's lots of fun too. And even sometimes whenever Kyle hugs me or he like feels my arms, he's like, holy crap, like you can just tell there's a huge difference. And I love that. And my butt is starting to look really awesome. Like it is kind of lifting a little bit, which is awesome. Also, one thing that I love about this program that I did mention before is there's like not much cardio. So if you are a taller person, cardio is awesome for fat loss. But whenever you're shorter, like too much cardio can actually be a detriment. So one thing I will say that I don't love about the program is the nutrition aspect of it. It's not that I like mind counting my macros and things like that, but she does have this nutrition information packet that comes with the program, and it gives you tons of information about counting your macros and speeding up your metabolism and just like all of these things that are super important to make sure you're successful in the program. But she also includes a meal plan, and the meal plan, there's a non-vegan one and then a vegan one. And I tried doing the meal plan for a little bit and it just wasn't working for me for a couple reasons. One, I cook dinner for Kyle and me at the end of the day, and I don't want to make 2 meals. And then 2, a lot of the recipes repeat themselves. I don't mind repeating a meal for say breakfast or lunch, but when it comes to dinner, I just can't do it. And if it's more than 2 times a week, then I'm just not about it. And so that was one thing that I didn't super love about the program, was the meal plan, but it's okay because you don't actually have to stick to the meal plan that she creates for you. So that is an option, and there are some meals in there that I still do every once in a while, but she also includes a lot of recipes that you can make yourself, that some of them she doesn't even include on the meal plan, but you can make on your own. And then Pinterest has also been a really great resource because you can find tons of macro meals on there. So obviously my diet has changed a lot, and I'm kind of surprised at how much I actually love the food that I'm eating. I'm eating a lot less processed foods and just more whole foods like fruits and vegetables. And if you know me, then you know that I am not a lover of vegetables. There's just a lot of vegetables that I'm just not willing to eat, but I have found some vegetables that I do enjoy eating. I do have one cheat meal a week, which is awesome, and it's not a cheat day, it's just one cheat meal, and I usually do it Thursday nights because that is Kyle and my date night, and so we usually have some kind of special meal for dinner. I do enjoy my cheat meals. And the only thing that I don't really like about it is that since I am cooking 3 meals a day, essentially, I have to do dishes like twice a day, which sucks, but it's fine because it's worth it to see the huge changes that I'm already seeing by just doing this program. Overall, I'm really loving the program, and I really just wanted to make this video so that I have something to look back on, to look at like my progress from beginning to end. But I'm really excited to see how my body will continue to change over the next few weeks. And one of the reasons that I really wanted to do a program in the first place was, of course, I wanted to get that wedding bod, but Kyle and I aren't getting married until next September, so I have plenty of time to figure out what will and what won't work for me. And something that is emphasized in the program is that it's not a get skinny quick scheme. It is a lifestyle change, and the point of the program is to make it sustainable. And like I mentioned, like, you can eat a decent amount of calories. My calorie count is 1,600, and then you're also supposed to drink a lot of water. So I drink about 72 ounces a day, sometimes more. And then she encourages you to sleep because you burn a ton of calories in your sleep. So I try to get at least 8 hours of good sleep every single day. And like I mentioned, there's not much cardio. There's one day where you do like low intense cardio. So it's just like walking or jogging, or sometimes I'll just walk up and down the stairs for 30 minutes. And then there's one day of HIIT workouts, and then the rest is just weight training. And I say just, weight training is not easy. I literally sweat every single day, but I'm getting stronger, I'm seeing results, and I'm so excited about it. And even though like I do want to obviously look good in my wedding dress next year, more importantly, I just want to feel healthier and I want to feel more confident, and I just never want to be in that same place that I was 2 years ago whenever I first moved to Ohio, and I was just down on my luck and just upset about everything. I hated the way I looked. I hated what my life looks like. I hated that I didn't have a job. I had no friends. Like, I just hated so many things about my life. I just never want to be in a place again where I hate my body, and this program is already changing that. So that is my month 1 update with Smalletics. I really love this program. If you are interested in learning more about the Smalletics program, I will put all of April's links below. I'm so excited to give y'all an update in a month to see what changes have happened after 8 weeks in the program. So I really hope you enjoyed watching this video. If you did, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe, and I will see y'all in the next one. Bye!